Hello, everyone. We are here today to take you through a case study for Pure Leaf, a premium iced tea, and how deep consumer insights can spark a revolution. I'm Richard Band, the Senior Director at Egg Strategy.
Hi, I'm Maeve Brady, the current Insights Manager for Pure Leaf.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ramiro Davila. I am the Head of Insights for the South Division in PepsiCo.
The content for our presentation today will take us through the following 6 areas. We're going to recap the challenge that we had at the beginning of the project, take you through the consumer-led thinking and the insight that kind of underpinned everything. And that leads us to the creative solution, the results of the campaign, and then a final summary and a wrap-up. So the challenge we faced as a team was that the premium iced tea category was becoming very functionally driven and honestly a sea of sameness in terms of the claims that different brands were making. So overall, we saw the challenge that we faced as the need to elevate the brand emotionally and connect much more significantly with our target audience and move away from those functional claims that the other brands were talking about and honestly connect at a level that was a little deeper and more resonant with our consumer. Our approach started with the consumer, and that's the case with everything we do at Egg and also with our clients at Pepsi. And the consumer in this case was a segment called the striving idealist. And the clue of what these women are about is that is in the name of their segment. They are seeking growth. They are pushing forward. They're striving towards something, but at the same time, they have this ideal view of what they are working towards. There's an inherent tension in kind of who they are as people. And that led us actually that became the foundation for some of the insights as we developed the research design throughout the process. The journey that we went on actually was confined by time, but at the same time was therefore required to be very agile and very iterative. So each step built on the previous. Over the course of the project, there were over 1,500 consumer touchpoints with internally focused methodologies like stakeholder interviews and secondary research that laid a really strong foundation for us, all the way through the more strategically driven components of the project, like the mobile ethnographies and the in-person IDIs and the focus groups and triads, and then further into the creative development process, copy testing and ad testing, etc. But really, this was a very fast-moving project, certainly designed to have that agility and that iterative component to it. The starting point for us actually was when in one of our IDIs in home, and throughout the process up until that point, we had connected with consumers via mobile ethnography, and we had heard very similar stories. We had observed the types of things, the stereotypical things that people will tell you about when you ask them about their lives and the issues that they're facing in their lives. Everybody that we spoke to told us how busy they were, how much they were juggling things, how many different responsibilities they had during their days, and how difficult it was to actually figure out and sort between those things in order to prioritize that. So when we spoke to this participant, she highlighted something for us that really kind of was the seed of the idea that then became kind of the foundation for the campaign. And I'll just play this quick video of her and then explain what we took away from that.
Well, when you just don't get, when what you give in life isn't reciprocated, then sometimes you have to change your focus and focus on those people or things that are giving positive energy back into you, your life, your soul,
And so what she's saying there is that often she felt, and around that comment, often she felt that she was divided into so many different components of life, and her energy was being taken by things that weren't necessarily giving back to her in a way that was entirely positive. She was saying yes to too much. She was overwhelmed by things in life. And so the the twist from that observation about busyness and stress being the norm, the insight really became to us that that saying no and the power of saying no to things allows you not only to really divide up what's essential and what's going to be enriching and what's going to give back to you, but also it allows you to focus on what matters. So no became quite a powerful word for us to explore in a bit more detail.
Well,
thank you, Rich. You know, as Rich was saying, being closer to the consumer really helped us to understand this key tension that our key consumer was facing, right? The search for simplicity versus the pressure to be perfect. And let me tell you, we knew we were into something when we started sharing the results with the people beyond the core team, right? It was amazing to see how our coworkers, how the people from the creative agency, or even our senior leaders were noting as we were sharing, you know, what our consumer was going through in their life. Next slide, please. And through the research, what we discover is that many women are really hesitant to say no, even when they are stretched too thin or they have conflicting responsibilities on their lives. And this is because, you know, they are afraid, and they are afraid of the damage that it can cause to their careers, to their reputation. They really don't want to sound negative. They really didn't want to sound confrontational. And when we were digging even deeper, we saw that this tension was even a little more intensified with women of color, because they were afraid that, you know, the stereotypes could be intensified because of that. Here we have a quote from one of our African American participants that I think is really powerful. I think especially as a woman of color, it's often hard to say no. It's perceived as disruptive instead of a catalyst to achieve something better. Next slide, please. And this is real, guys. I mean, most women really feel the pressure of the society to say yes to everything that comes into their way. And here are some statistics that we thought were really powerful to show you guys from additional study that we did on this topic, right? What we found is that 70% of women feel the pressure to say yes, not only in their professional lives, but also in their homes, right? Even if they don't want to say yes. 86% of women feel that today's society puts them a pressure for women to do it all. They need to be the super women, right? And they feel this, they feel the pressure of, you know, being that superwoman that I've been telling you, and they feel overwhelmed when they say yes to things that they really wanted to say no. So we were looking for a way to solve the tension. Next slide, please. And simplicity came as a solution. In the next slide, we will see that Pure Leaf wanted to tell our consumers that it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no because no will free up their time to say yes to the things that really matter, to say yes to the things that make them happy. So no becomes into a very positive things for women. And at the end of the day, you know, this solve that we found, next slide, please, connected really well with the consumer, right? We knew that it was connecting with the consumer in a more emotional level, because simplicity is a concept that every woman can relate to, and that offers a clear payoff. And the payoff for them is this feeling of liberation, these feelings of balance, right? Giving them the opportunity to say no to the things that they don't care about, but, you know, say yes to the things that really matter for them. And a couple of good points here from our consumers that I would love to read. One is, I wish I have a more balanced, but there is so much to do. I have to get some stuff out of the way so I can find time for the fun stuff. So they were always putting themselves after what they had to do. The second quote that we thought it was powerful, it's every day I have an idea of how my day will go. I have things I want to accomplish, but then your boss tells you what to do. And then you want to take your kids to the park, but they want to go ice skating across town. And now the day is different from what you've been planning it to be. Next slide, please. And the beauty of simplicity also was that it connected really well with our product and really well with our brand truth. So Pure Leaf's brand truth is from seed to sip. We have simplified our process to exclude anything that doesn't make our tea better. So Pure Leaf says no to artificials, no to chemicals, and we say yes in Pure Leaf only to the things that make our tea better. It was very easy for the consumers to make the connection between this fluffy concept of simplicity with our product, with our brand, and giving us permission to play in this space. I'm not going to read both quotes, but one that connects really well the idea of simplicity with the brand and the product. To me, Pure Leaf is simple. Simple ingredients, simple packaging, no crazy color, good taste. Everybody wants to make their life more simple, focus on the simple things, appreciate simple things.
So I'm going to talk about how we actually turned all of these great insights into something that consumers would actually see. Move to the next slide. So we created the No is Beautiful campaign. And this was something that was really touched the team, touched the whole company, because it's an articulation of all these really heavy thoughts and insights into something that is beautiful and also really resonant with. It's a really powerful articulation of the brand purpose that we were able to achieve creatively, and it also created a solid sort of master brand platform for us. And the message resonated and really grew the sort of love that people had for the brand. And because it was based on a purpose that was so rooted in insights, it's something that can stretch across platforms and across time and keep evolving and resonating with people. So we didn't just create kind of one TV campaign or just one ad. It was something that went across every touch point: PR, TV, print, pack, retail. It's something that can stretch because it's something that's really true and real for people. And here is the 30-second spot that I think really articulates the idea behind this campaign.
How do you become the you dream of being? You just have to say yes. 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 And yes to that too, I guess. I don't know. Do you really want to do all of this? No. That's it. You know, girl. No. No. At Pure Leaf, we believe no makes life better. After all, it works pretty well for our tea. No artificial sweeteners, no artificial flavors, no extra stuff. Pure Leaf. No is beautiful.
Thanks. So that was our big campaign kickoff in early 2021. The voiceover was with Amy Poehler. We worked with her on a couple of engagements for the brand, and we think this really brought the campaign to life in a compelling and memorable way. And again, this could be really heavy. This is something that's really affecting our consumer, but it was brought to life in a way that wasn't kind of too heavy or too fraught, but still really real for people. And we also followed this up with a Once Upon a No fairy tale film series, which Amy Poehler was really excited to work with the team on. And again, brought this idea to life in a way that was kind of memorable, funny, but also real for people. And we've seen really great business results. This is the fastest growth we've had as a brand in years. 2 times faster than the category where we started out the year, double-digit growth in sales, and also growth in top-of-mind awareness. And I think we all know 2020 was a challenging year, so this was really a great achievement for the brand. And we saw strong employee participation, which is always a great sign. It's not just kind of something that we're, just talking at people. This was something that had a lot of grassroots support, even within the company. As soon as we kicked it off, we had employee engagement events. The employees actually shared their own no's in their email signatures and also later on Instagram as well. And it's also something that the global CEOs of both PepsiCo and Unilever had really strong support and passion for. They trumpeted in both parent companies. And then we had really strong engagement online. So we use International Women's Day as another kind of kickoff in 2021, where we invited both employees and also consumers and people to share their no's, say, what really matters, what do they need to say no to so they could say yes to things they're really passionate about. Next slide. We received a ton of really positive engagement through this. So 100% positive and neutral sentiment, something not easy to achieve online. We massively grew our Instagram follower account and of course got really strong engagement because we were touching a nerve with our consumers and with people really broadly. And we also got a lot of positive feedback from the media as a company that was doing something in a really genuine way to promote women and kind of help this idea of saying no so that you could say yes.
Great, great, Maeve. Guys, just to finalize the presentation, we wanted to share with you a few ideas that we think contributed to the success of this project. The first one is try to forge these strong and long-term relationships with your key insight partners, because that will pay off big at the end of the day. In our case, we've been working with Strategy for a long time in so many different projects. So it's easy, they know the categories, they know what our brands stand for, and they know our team, right? They have this confidence of sharing new ideas with us, but also they have the confidence to push back when they need to push back. So all of that really makes projects better. The second one is don't be afraid of involving or inviting people from different backgrounds to be part of the project, right? Invite people who are not part of the core research team because the discussion is only going to be better. The third point for us is that research that gets us closer to the consumer's real life is the best way to unlock new insights. Spend time with your consumer, visit their homes as we did here, be part of their daily life. That is really the way for you to unlock new insights and key tensions that you might not see if you do otherwise. The fourth one is use a combination of different methodologies, right? Here, as Rich was mentioning at the beginning, we use some traditional methodologies, but we also use some agile approaches that at the end of the day helped us to test, learn, and test. And we were able to focus on ideas that had really good pull with consumers because we were able to discard the ones that we didn't see that had enough passion for. And with that is, don't settle for the first level of observations, right? Keep asking why. And that's exactly what we did. As you saw, we interviewed more than 1,500 consumers just looking for that nugget that could help us to create such a great campaign. And the final is a great insight or human truth can go beyond the comms campaign. No is Beautiful became really a rallying cry for our consumer, but also for our company, and keeps inspiring us every day in every single thing that we do. And as a final slide, we really wanted to share something that for us was great to see how, and this came from Twitter. And I'm going to read it because I think really captures the essence of this campaign. Every once in a while, an ad comes along that stops you in your tracks. It has a deeper meaning than what it's actually selling. Congrats to the Pure Leaf team on your brilliant No is Beautiful campaign. It resonates, it makes you realize the power of the word no. Thank you.
Thank you.